Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're checking out the March 12 update notes for Throne of Liberty. This is obviously going live on Korean servers later on tonight. Now, of course, as always, like I always let you guys and girls know, what is going to happen on here, we are going to receive on our version. It's just a day earlier on the Korean client. So we're going to be getting a brand new solo dungeon. So two new bosses. So as you can see here, the bosses of the Phantom Corridor will be replaced by Lionhead and Umbraken. So let's go ahead and watch this together. Let's check this out. A little sneak peek. Man, the level design is looking so good. Nice. So we got obviously a whole new bunch of mechanics that we're going to have to figure out. A new little traversal puzzle. I hope it's not as long as the water part of the current dungeon. I really despise the current water maze thing. It's just too long. Okay, this boss looks really good. Okay. So those are the two new bosses, guys. They're looking pretty good, to be honest. Now, this is interesting. So new systems are coming. So they finally added the 48-player raid system. So as Tico and Godspeed were saying, raid frames, whereas I would just say, you know, it's a raid party, basically. Now, obviously, I'm really excited for this because although this is a very simple thing, this is what should be in every single MMORPG. Now, there's something a little bit odd with NCSoft and Throne of Liberty because they've made a really great game at the start, but it lacked very basic things like this raid system. For starters, just stuff that should have already been in the game from day one. For some reason, I'm not sure why, it just wasn't in the game. Even though they've made other MMORPGs that already had all these systems in place. So yeah, nevertheless, it's finally here. So it's saying obviously raids can be created through the party manager. The person who created the raid will be the initial raid leader, and the raid leader is transferable, which is of course understandable. Raid leaders can change party compositions from the raid list or kick raid members. Raids can be set to unrestricted, my guild only, or friendship guild only. Okay, cool. So we can have basically anyone you like in the raid party, or just your guild only, or you can have some alliance members in there as well. Raids can use raid marks and pins. Okay, cool. You can participate in all kinds of content in the raid, and some content is restricted, which is obviously understandable. So you will not be able to enter content that can only be entered by a party, so no dungeons basically. If you enter the faction warfare content, such as a zone event, this will result in the player being kicked out of the raid. Okay. If you are in a raid, you will not be able to enter field boss instance dungeons. Yeah, of course. Entering a war zone such as the Minion War, Siege, or the tax transport will result in expulsion except for guild members such as the raid leader. Okay, so you can take your, obviously the translation might be wrong here, but it sounds like except for guild members. So it sounds like you can take your guild members into these events as a raid party, but if you have non-guild members, they'll get kicked from the raid basically. There's some changes done to Nebula Island. Now, we don't have Nebula Island on our version yet, but within the next week or so, we're going to have Nebula Island. So these changes will already be standard for us, basically. So it's just changing the times. Obviously, the times will be different. They'll be more suited for our region. So yeah, and then the Nexus Rift event has been added. The Nexus Rift event is an event where a large number of normal and elite monsters are summoned in a step-by-step sequence. When a stasis rift is triggered, portals and markers will appear on the map to indicate where they occur. Space-time rift randomly occurs in 3-hour increments in war hunting grounds and 2 to 4 hours in the peace area. Note here is the existing elite events and portal events will not be merged into the rift event. Okay, fine. So again, for us on our version, we don't have this anyway, so this will just be standard for us. That they've added 20 developer letters to the Talandre region. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. They're changing the duration. Now, this is interesting because I think this has already happened on our global version. So it seems that some changes, some quality of life changes are happening on the global version before they're happening on Korea. And then obviously some changes are happening on Korea before they happen on global. So it's a little bit mix and match sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. Artifacts, again, we don't have those yet, but it's saying the artifact rewards that can be obtained in the Abyssal Dungeons have been changed as follows. So no drop rates for common grade, but instead increase the drop rates of uncommon by about 10%. Abyss Dungeons used to have a set for each dungeon, but it has been changed to give you a chance to get all sets regardless of type. Okay, again, so when we get artifacts along with the Nebula Island, this should be the standard for our version, basically. Again, here they've just Ring Corridor improves usability of latches. Oh, is that the water part? Then Murdoch's movement speed has been increased. Okay, and Murdoch's attack power has been increased. Interesting. Not sure about that. Yeah, these are just some changes. This duration of Poncin's protection for the siege when resurrected after death has been changed as follows. It's been increased to 5 seconds. Okay. Transportation. Spawn at the entrance to Vienta village has been removed. Okay. Interesting. Mixed items are now stored in bags instead of goods bags. Crafting. Adventure coins required to craft the Vanguard's leader's gal boots has been changed to 320. Remove the Frostring crafting formula from the workshop of all things. Okay, again, this doesn't really apply to us yet. And then they just fixed some tooltips and errors. So I'm not going to bother reading these. It's fine. It's just tooltips and stuff like that. Artifacts, I'll leave that for you guys and girls. Again, as always, if you check the description box just below, I will have the link to this so you can read everything at your own leisure if you like. I just wanted to highlight obviously the big changes and obviously the new solo dungeons. They've added an arena chat channel, weapon specializations, add/delete chat tabs. Nothing too great here. Ring menu has been obviously changed. What's going to happen here? This is going to happen on March the 19th. The expiration date of existing fighting spirit coins will be changed. Okay, yeah, that's fine. They're getting the battle pass that we already have, it looks like. So we already have this on our version. So we got this when we got Talandre. They didn't, so they're getting it now. And then just some bug fixes. So yeah, guys, nothing too major here on this patch. I'm going to obviously, of course, double check what patch we get. Tomorrow we should get our global patch notes, but I can probably imagine we're going to get most of the same things, obviously apart from Nebula Island changes and stuff like that. But we should get the raid system. We will get the new bosses for the solo dungeon. We should probably get the dev letters as well, I would assume, and we'll probably get the the tooltip changes and maybe the arena chat as well. Other than that, yeah, that's about it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Take care. Peace.